Now, humans have imagined all kinds of cars of the future. Cars that fly, cars that convert to boats, even cars that talk. And while some of these may be further in the future than we would like to believe, some very functional tech is making cars so much smarter. We're talking about a car with X-ray vision. Yes, that's right, a car that can see through things. Big, solid metal things like bigger cars, trucks, and buses. So, let's discuss. First up, the smartest cars on the streets. A group of Australian researchers and scientists have developed the next generation technology that will allow autonomous vehicles to actually track moving pedestrians. The pedestrians may be hidden behind buses, trucks, or even bigger cars, but will be detectable. The technology, so far, has only been tried on autonomous vehicles, which is essentially a driverless car, one that can operate itself and perform the necessary functions without any kind of human intervention. However, options for human-driven vehicles are also developing. This particular autonomous car uses state-of-the-art technology that will allow the car to actually view the world around it. Amongst other tech, it will utilize X-ray style vision that is capable of penetrating through objects to locate pedestrians and cyclists, especially in blind spots where cyclists may be hidden behind fast-moving vehicles. And it's got X-ray vision. Behind the development of this game-changing technology for cars are three Australian organizations: the iMove Cooperative Research Centre, which is Australia's leading applied research centre in the transportation and mobility area, the University of Sydney's Australian Centre for Field Robotics, and connected vehicle solutions company Coda Wireless. They released their findings in a report after 3 years of extensive research and development. The managing director of iMove, Ian Christensen, said that great things happen when the worlds of science and industry come together. He was also quite proud of the fact that iMove had initiated the project and similar ones too. The project seems to be bringing together the best and brightest minds to work and develop innovations and technologies that will solve real-world problems and improve the human condition. But just how does the technology work? With the commercial application of the technology being developed by Coda Wireless, the company is using a type of emerging technology for intelligent transportation systems called cooperative or collective perception. There's also been extensive testing on the roads of Sydney, Australia. With the use of intelligent transportation system units with additional sensors, including cameras and LiDAR, motor vehicles will be able to share in real time what they see with others, using what is called vehicle-to-X communication. This will basically allow autonomous vehicles to access various viewpoints. In being connected to one single system, the range of perception will increase. This, in turn, will ensure vehicles are able to see things that they wouldn't normally be able to see. In the testing phase, it was found that vehicles connected to the system were able to track a pedestrian who was visually obstructed by a building with the help of collective perception information. This information was received seconds before the local perception sensors or the driver could see the same pedestrian around the corner from the car. This provided extra time for the driver or navigation stack to react in time. Another experiment demonstrated the technology's ability to interact with walking pedestrians based on the collective perception information provided by the roadside installed intelligent transportation system station. And then there is the safety factor. The commercial application of the technology is being developed by Coda Wireless. The chief technical officer of Coda Wireless, Professor Paul Alexander, said the new technology has the potential to improve safety not just in autonomous vehicles, but also in human-operated vehicles. The scientists and engineers working on the technology said it could benefit all vehicles, not just those connected to the Coda Wireless system. During the 3-year research and development phase, the project also showed what would be the expected behavior of a connected vehicle when interacting with a pedestrian who was rushing towards a crossing area. With the use of the intelligent transportation system, the connected autonomous vehicle was able to take action preemptively. The brakes kicked in and the car stopped before the pedestrian crossing area. The intelligent transportation system's perception provides information on pedestrian tracking, prediction, and path planning, and decisions are made accordingly. The project's lead researcher, Dr. Mao Shan, said that the use of collective perception could improve the awareness of vulnerable road users and improve road safety in many traffic situations. Collective perception allows smart vehicles to go beyond the physical and practical limits set by onboard perception sensors. Professor Eduardo Nebat from the Australian Centre for Field Robotics said that the technology would be a game changer for both autonomous vehicles and human-driven vehicles, especially in terms of improving the efficiency and safety of road transportation. The widespread use of such technology could make our roads and transportation that much safer for all kinds of users: drivers, pedestrians, cyclists, and the differently abled. It remains to be seen when this technology will be available commercially. So, when exactly will these X-ray vision vision smart cars be commercially available. While all this sounds really promising, especially from a safety point of view, we are wondering when this technology will actually be commercially available. The truth is, Coda Wireless hasn't revealed any date by which this technology will be commercially available. Neither has a time frame been shared. Given the kind of technology it is, an extensive network of intelligent transportation systems will be needed to develop sufficient collective perception data. Not to mention, enough cars, buses, and trucks need to sign up for the system. There are still some issues that might need careful consideration. Autonomous vehicle technology remains a work in progress. In the United Kingdom, 2021 was considered to be the year that fully autonomous vehicles would hit the road, and that has not happened, and tech is still in the trial phase, with alternate technology such as lane keeping it also in the works. It is worth considering whether X-ray vision for cars will be needed at all. There is also the issue of functionality in the dark. Will it be able to detect pedestrians and cyclists at night? But we cannot really argue against the fact that this X-ray tech will improve road and transportation safety, especially in crowded urban centers. And just imagine how much safer and inclusive our roads would be for those who are differently abled, the elderly, and children. Now, when do we get fuel-efficient flying cars for our daily commute? Now, let's take a look at what other news is brewing on the futuristic car front. In a disturbing move, Toyota has recalled its electric cars. Imagine you're driving the latest model high-end SUV, and suddenly the wheels start to wobble and fall off. Well, this could be a situation if you're driving Toyota's bZ4X SUV. The bZ4X is the first all-electric vehicle and the first Toyota vehicle to be launched under the global bZ series, and came with a promise of a carbon-neutral future for the motor industry giant. The motor industry giant is recalling 2,700 of these vehicles, about 2,200 from Europe, 260 from the United States, and 110 from Japan. The reason being that after low mileage use, hub bolts on the SUV's wheels start to loosen up, causing the wheels to detach. This can result in major accidents and is a matter of grave concern for the user and the brand's reputation. The reason for this fault is yet to surface, but investigations are underway. In an official communication from the company, it was advised that no one should drive the bZ4X SUV until a remedy is found. The motor industry giant has taken a generous step for its customers who bought bZ4X. What they will do is that a Toyota dealer will pick up the SUV from the customer and provide him with a substitute vehicle until the issue is resolved. The car owners will be informed through their communication network starting June 23, 2022. That is a relief for those who bought the bZ4X. And Tesla's new factories are losing billions of dollars. When we think of electric cars, the name that comes to mind instantly is Tesla. It is considered uber cool and futuristic, but there seems to be some bad news on that front. Tesla chief executive Elon Musk stated that the company's new factories in the US and Germany are losing billions of dollars. In fact, he called the factories in Berlin and Austin plants gigantic money furnaces. This is mostly because of a shortage of batteries and supply disruptions from China. Tesla has a huge plant in Shanghai, and the COVID-19 lockdowns in China made it increasingly difficult for manufacturers to operate. This has led to factories in Berlin and Austin, Texas, having more or less no output at all, and still bearing high levels of expense. Both of the American and European factories opened in 2022, but have not been able to scale up production. Meanwhile, Mercedes' new concept car, the EQXX, has just set a new range record. The prototype model just broke its own endurance record after traveling more than 1,200 kilometers on a single charge. It went all the way from Stuttgart, Germany to the Silverstone racing circuit in the United Kingdom. Mercedes had previously clocked in more than 1,000 kilometers on its Vision EQXX electric vehicle during a two-day trip between Germany and France. However, the car's latest record sets an impressive benchmark for Mercedes and other electric car manufacturers to aspire to. That's a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.